Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Tech Fix Hub. Today we are going to fix this Hisense LED TV 43 inches. A customer brought it, and the problem is that when it is plugged in with a source connected, you'll be hearing a voice very clear, but there won't be any picture on the screen, right? The image will be dark, right? So this Hisense 43 inches. Let's check. Hisense 43 inches TV. This is the model number. Hisense LED model 43. Model 43 A5600 PW. Right? So we are going to try to open it and to try to fix the problem. Right? So let's go. So we are going to open the back cover now and try to check the components and try to find out what the problem is. Then we are going to fix it. So let's open the back cover. Okay, so now we are trying to open the cover. So let's open. We're trying to open the cover. Open the TV and check and see what the problem is. Okay, so the TV is now open, right? So in this case we are going to put it on. Put the TV on and see. Right? So We are going to test the TV and see what's going on. First of all, in this case, once the TV is open, the first thing you are going to check is the backlights. Okay, we are going to check the backlights. We're going to peep through these holes here. We're going to check these two holes so that we know if the backlight is coming up or not. So whenever you come across a TV that is connected to AV source and you can hear the voice but there's no image, so first thing you do once you open the back cover is to check the backlight through the holes. Yes, there's holes here at the backlight. If the backlight is okay, this place will be bright. We show a white color to show that the backlight is working, right? So that's it. After that, then we'll now go to the board and see if other components are working, right? So we are going to plug it on now and check whether the backlight is working first before you go into this board and see, really check what is the problem. Okay, so we are going to connect the cable, the power cable, and see. Right, so we're going to put the power cable. So you see the light or the TV is facing the floor. So this is the standby light. Okay, it's on now. The standby light is on. So I'm going to start it. Okay, you watch and see the backlight has come up. See these holes here? You see these holes here? Through this hole you will know the light has come up. See, there's light here. This to show that the backlight is working, the backlight is okay. So for the picture not to come is not the problem of the backlight is functioning well. So this is the first stage. Then now we have to go and start. Next thing we do is to read the voltage in this very board. This Hisense for 3 inches LED. This type of Samsung, it has the combo universal board. The board is one, see, it has one board that contains all the sections together. This Hisense does not have separate power, it does not have a separate T-con, it does not have a separate processing board. All of them is built in here. Okay, so here now this is the processing section. This section is the processing section. I mean the area that processes and supplies the picture. While this section is the power boards, power section. See, this is the power section. Then while this place is the T-con section, T-con board. This is the section here. Okay, so they are compact in one board. So that's why, first of all, the area I have to go is, first of all, you have to go to the T-con board, because definitely that's where the problem is. As far as this backlight, the second section to check is the T-con section, to check whether the VGA voltage is there, whether the VGL voltage is there, whether the AVD voltage is there, whether the VDD voltage is there, whether the VCOM voltage is there. All these voltages, you have to confirm them. If they are present, then we'll now go back to the processing board to see whether this IC is faulty, right? So first of all, we are going to check one by one the voltages to see whether they are present. Okay, now here, this is the T-con board, T-con section. So we are going to read, this is the VGL. If you look at here, you are going to see the VGL. I'll get the picture very well so you will see what I'm showing you. You see here written VGH voltage. That's the VGH point. So we are going to test it and see if there's voltage, right? So as a VGH, see the voltmeter. You see now there's no voltage here. There's no voltage here, okay? The VGH is not coming, right? Okay. Let's check this point. Let's check the VDDA voltage if it's coming, right? Okay. You see the voltmeter, there's no voltage. The VDDA voltage also is not present, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and check the VSS voltage, right? VSS voltage is present, -8 volts. It's working, right? Okay. Let's check the VDD volts. VDD volts. This is the supposed to find 3.3 volts, right? VDD volts supposed to find 3.3 volts. You see there's no voltage here. The VDD also is not present. Okay, let's move to the second one. Let's check this one too, has VDDA volts. Let's also check there. The VDDA voltage is 3.2 volt is present, right? This one is present. Okay, let's go on. I want to check the VGL volts. You are going to be patient to check all the voltage so that you know where the fault is coming from. Okay, we have found this is the VGL volt. You can see VGL voltage. So let's check whether it's present or not. See, VGL voltage negative 9.49 voltage is present, right? Okay, so in this point now, one of the few voltage that is missing is the VDDA is not present, and the VGH is not here, absent. Those are the two voltages that is absent here, right? So definitely the problem might be from the VGH, absence of VGH, this one, and VDDA. This one, so here is supposed to be 16.5 volts. This VGH is supposed to be 32.5 volts or 35.6 volts. That's what's supposed to present here. From 30 voltage up to 35. That's what's supposed to present here. So these are the starting voltage that starts the cuff ICs here. A starting voltage that starts the cuff ICs that control the skin here. Okay, so they are very, very important. That VGS voltage is very important. I want to start these chips. There's chips here and these cuff slips. There's chips here, there's chips here, there's chips here, there's chips here, right? So they need higher voltage from 33 to 35 volt DC to start them. So that's the one that we are looking that is absent on this T-con board. Okay, they need to work with VGL and also this VDDA voltage. This VDDA voltage and also this VGH voltage are very, very important for the TV screen to be able to display. Okay, so definitely the absence of this VGH voltage and VDD voltage may be the fault of this IC. Maybe it's faulty. Okay, the IC is bad. This IC is bad. That is why the voltage are not coming. This IC. Okay, so definitely we have two options here. Either you can find a replacement, the same reference of this IC and replace them, or if not, you can use an VGH converter, DC to DC VGH converter board. You can get it anywhere. You can get it sorted locally, or you can get it online from Amazon and replace them. Install them here. This board will start working. Once this VGH voltage is present and this VDDH voltage also is present, we already have VGL, we have VDDA which is 3.3, we have VSS here which is -7. This board will function and the LCD screen, this LCD will display and the TV start working. Okay, so in this point we don't have the chip, right? Because the owner needs it urgently. They need it today. So definitely I'm going to install external DC to DC VGH board. I'm going to install it here at this point. At this point here, I'm going to install them there so that the TV will start working. Okay, so let's go. Let's fix this board. This is the DC to DC VGH, VGL, VDDA, VSS board. This is just the one I found in my archive. This is very short. This is not new one. So you can easily order your own from Amazon. The one you can use to do the installation. This is the DC to DC converter board. So this is what I'm going to use to install. I'm going to use to install on this very board. So the TV will start working. Okay. So if you look at this very board, it has 3 wires. This very one is for the 12 volts, while this one is for the ground, the earth, and this very one here is for the VGH. That's exactly the one we are looking for. This is the one we need, this very wire, the voltage that is missing. Okay, this is the voltage that is missing. So this very voltage is why we have to install these very boards, this to DC converter. So I'm going to install it now. So let's see. So now what I want to do is I'm going to install it by placing it here. I'm going to place it here and tighten it so that it's going to be fixed. It's very important. It's very important that it is fixed and stable, so that even if the TV is being moved from one spot to another, there won't be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to tie this board here. So after that, this one is a 12 volt input, 12 volt DC input. So this is 12 volt input. I'm going to connect it from the 12 volt DC in source. This 12 volt DC in source. I'm going to connect one here, and this one is the out from this board. I'm going to connect it on the very place. That's the out for this motherboard. Okay. Now I'm going to start installing those cables here. Okay. So I'm going to first of all install this very one. This is the out wire, the one for ground. Okay. This is the one for ground. I'm going to install here. Now we are going to install the wire cable. We're going to install the wire cable. This is the negative wire from the DC board, from DC to DC board. Okay. We're going to install the wire. Make sure it's fixed right. Okay. So next we are going to install the positive from the DC to DC board. This is the positive wire. Okay, this is the positive wire. This one wire will connected to the 12 volt DC from this very board. Okay, this 12 volts. This is the 12 volt DC of this very board, so it's going to be connected here. Okay, so I'm going to install it here. Okay, so now remain this one. We're going to connect. You're now going to connect the remaining third wire. This is the VGH output. This is a VGH output. Okay, this wire is supplying 31 to 32 volt DC. So that's exactly the one that is missing on this board. That's why it could not display. Right? So we're going to connect this very wire, DC volt wire, on this motherboard. Let's connect this very wire. So okay, The wire 2 has been connected. This is the DC to DC IC wire. This is the VGH wire. It's not connected, it's fixed. Right? Okay. Okay, so the connection is complete now, and this very board is now fixed. It is mounted here so that you have a strong position in case of if the TV is moved from one place to another, the board will not fall. So that's why it has to be fixed. That's why it has to be fixed permanently as I put the screw here. So the board is fixed, okay? And see what the wire. This is the VGH wire, the one that's missing. This one is the 12 volts wire DC that was going to the DC board, and this one is the negative wire. Okay, so now it's complete. The only thing that remains is now to test it. Okay, so let's test the TV and see the TV is working or not. Okay, so the DC to DC board has been fixed, so we're about to test it and see. Okay, so that's it. Okay. TV is on now. Okay. Wow, the TV is working. Wow, the TV is working. That's the Hisense Smart TV is working perfectly fine. Okay. Don't mind the TV is upside down because it's a working process. And the TV is working, you can see everything is working fine. You see, Hisense is working perfectly fine. And service is working fine. Okay, so the TV is working perfectly fine, so we'll be able to fix it. Hisense. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the TV is working fine. So like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time.